Yeah, we can get started. So welcome to another weekly meeting. Today we have the weekly demo with ADP, and we have three eminent persons from ADP. The Tyler, the district manager, who takes care of all the Midwest operation. The McKinley, who is the retirement services, who takes care of all of the 401 operations. And the last but not least, the Ashley, the one and only top performer of ADP, who is part of all the presidential club. And yeah, welcome to our session, and thanks everyone for coming to our weekly demo. And today we have so much to discuss, and today we're going to talk about a lot of ADP products, services, 401k plan, and a lot more to talk about. Stay tuned for this session.
Awesome. Thank you, Santo.
Yeah. So I just wanted to start off by saying thank you guys for having us on tonight. We really appreciate the opportunity to present a little bit more about ADP and who we are in the market. So let me just start off by introducing each one of us. My name is Tyler Abdishi. I'm a district manager here at ADP. And then also on the call, we've got Ashlyn Lee. She is a sales executive. And then moving forward, we've got Riley McHenry, and she is our licensed retirement district manager here at ADP. So moving forward, we just kind of wanted to start off, lighten the mood a little bit. Let's get some participation here in the chat. Feel free to take yourselves off mute, raise your hands, however you want to answer some questions. But I just want to start off by asking how many of you all are using a payroll provider today? Anyone using a payroll provider today? Awesome.
Most everyone using it.
Yuva, good to hear. Awesome. So out of you all using one, how many are using ADP?
Yeah, I'm using ADP.
Awesome, good to hear. Senthil, we know you're on ADP. Cool, good to hear. Okay, moving forward. Who has a company-sponsored retirement plan here today?
I have both ADP payroll as well as retirement, both 401k.
Awesome, good to hear.
I also have both retirement and payroll. Yes.
Great. Awesome, good to know. So moving on, I think I know the answer to this one. But who would love to save on your company taxes?
We all.
Yep, I'm sure everybody. I'm sure everyone.
Yeah, that's why we all here.
No one wants to pay.
We all here to talk about
that. And then lastly, I also think I know the answer to this one, but who wants to work forever here on this call today? I'm assuming there's going to be a resounding no. Awesome. Well, yeah, I just happy we could lighten the mood, get some participation going. I'm going to pass it off to Ashlyn Lee here to talk a little bit about more about who we are in the market.
Yeah, so I'm sure everybody knows ADP as the payroll company, right? So just to start off with who we are and what our background is a little bit more in detail, so you know who you're hearing from today. We do pay 1 in 6 Americans in the US. We actually manage the payroll for the IRS, and the government uses our data and analytics for the monthly jobs report. So you can feel confident with the data that we're going through with you today, and also the data and accuracy and the technology that we'll share throughout the presentation as well, and the accuracy and reliability as ADP as a partner and resource to you today on the call. So to start out, with everyone knowing the demand for technology in a hybrid or more remote workforce, right? So we've evolved, especially our application, if you've seen it, and used to not be the same interface as our website. So everyone would love to do everything on the phone. And that's exactly what payroll is, moving towards, and ADP has jumped onto that as well. So the interface is the same look and feel on the website as well on the mobile application. And I'll talk a little bit more about what you can look to consider to have payroll options from hire to fire on online or on the go on your mobile application as well. So looking into that and talking about technology further, the goal of all of this, right, and you considering not just ADP, but just consolidating services and streamlining technology and tools is just to be more efficient with operations, of course, to have more time to do the things that you created your business to do, not to manage payroll and other administrational tasks, right? And to allow you the opportunity, more time, or to have resources available to you and a partner to hold on to the best talent that you have, and then eventually, of course, to become more profitable through all of this. So to start out, I thought it would be great for anybody on the call that maybe is not on a payroll service today to understand what payroll is, or for anybody listening in that couldn't make it. And now it's tax season, right? So March 15th is right around the corner. So it's probably fitting that you're having these conversations now on what your tax setup is, and would you benefit from incorporating, or are you on a payroll? Are you taking a K-1? Or maybe you don't know what all of these words mean, and that is okay. So on the slide here, you're going to see that, right? So ownership draws are known as K-1s, and just to set the stage, I'm not a licensed CPA, so I would highly recommend you to talk more in detail about this with a CPA. But from the high level details, your options would be like so on the screen. So multiple member LLC and a partnership would have an option for a K-1. Single member LLC, no payroll requirement. Sole proprietor, of course, no payroll requirement as well. But then as you look to incorporate for tax purposes that you may talk with your accounting firm about that would benefit your company, you may become an S Corp or a C corporation, and then that would fall into the payroll category on that entity style. Any questions on this page before I advance? Nope. Okay. Now moving on, when you go on a payroll service, even if you're an owner only payroll account, what comes to play is tax deposits and quarterly filings. So I wanted to put an example on the screen here for you. So a 941 federal and there's a state is required on a quarterly basis. Even if you aren't recording payroll today, you still have to report zeros. So I just want to say that again. So if you aren't taking payroll because you're looking to grow your cash flow into your business, you do have to work with your accounting firm to report zeros on your quarterly return for wages. It still has to be filed on a quarterly basis and has to be filed by the end of the quarter there. And then here's just an example of the annual filing for that as well. And then I wanted to go into like, hey, maybe you have a lot of goals for your business and it's only yourself right now, but like, what does that look like as you hire? So here is a little look into that. As you get into higher employee sizes, then you have a little bit more complexities that you'll fall into, right? So even with one employee, you'll see some of the pieces there. For example, like unemployment. Or even if you have one employee, you have a new hire reporting, they got to fill out an I-9, a W-4, and then as you advance on from there, it just continues to add. Specifically, as you get over 50 employees, then you're going to fall into ACA compliance reporting. So to consolidate everything you see on the screen here that you probably all don't care to know because you didn't go into business for this, it just means more filings required on your payroll or more compliance on your employees that you should be aware of for documents. But that's what a payroll company or an accounting firm can help you with. So it's just things to be aware of so you get the support you need as you look to grow in headcount. Any questions on this page? No? And then we're going to talk about benefit requirements, especially as it changes state by state and what the mandates are. So I don't want you to think that I left those out. They're just going to be on a later slide here. So what would ADP be able to do for you, right? So ADP is known for payroll, but the reason why we pay 1 in 6 Americans is because we help with everything related to payroll. There's a lot of clients would like to work with one vendor and have a one-stop shop and not have to call multiple vendors for things or do manual processes when their preference is to have the technology speak to one another. So within ADP, we truly can help businesses from owner only to thousands of employees from hire to fire, because we have multiple platforms to accommodate each individual business's needs and support them as they grow as well. So the goal is for a company to never outgrow ADP, but for us to align at your current needs and then as your future needs as well, and support your development and growth. So all the way from general liability insurance, group medical insurance, ancillary insurance, to be able to hire and be attractive in the market. From what does that first day of work look like? What are the tools that ADP can help you and or help your team have, an easy first day of work with a new hire and not have to worry about what's required or what needs to be filed and signed off on. And then how does the payroll process work, right? Where are the tax deposits getting paid? Are the quarterlies being done, the W-2s? Even to the extent where you have hourly employees and you would like an application by phone, facial recognition, or a physical time clock to track PTO or to track time and have it be communicated back into the payroll and not have to manually do that process. And then to workers' compensation, with that policy being totally driven off payroll wages, we streamline that into payroll. To individuals that maybe don't have a bank account that would like a preloaded debit card, we have different pay options, and even current same day or next day direct deposit options in the world we live in. And then all the way to the HR and compliance and group medical and performance reviews, compensation reviews, analytics and benchmarking. So maybe you're having a difficult time attracting and retaining top talent. Because we pay 1 in 6 Americans, ADP can sit with you and provide you what's the average compensation in your surrounding zip codes for your industry, and see where your salary offer lies today. Maybe you're overpaying, maybe we're underpaying, but our data and analytics, because you work with ADP as a partner, can provide you that information that you feel is creditable. And then some people don't know this, is we're actually one of the largest tax credit companies in the world, specifically in research and development. So for anybody on the call that does anything where you built an application and you're spending time onto that, and you've looked at research and development in the past, or maybe you haven't yet, the time is now, because obviously it's associated with the corporate return. We have a whole team that will be able to work with you on that and with your accounting firm. And then all the way to retirement and somebody being able to retire after working for you. And then the HR continuum. So what does that mean, right? When we say HR, everybody's size is different. So it's not a one size fit all. So we have just, a little bit of HR where we give you the tools where you can use us for background screening. We partner with ZipRecruiter to all the hiring, performance, and termination toolkit. Even a employee handbook wizard where you don't have to start from scratch and it's already pre-made for you to select the policies and procedures you would like and upload your company logo, to employee and employer trainings for you to distribute in a video style, have employees watch it, and then also do an exam to check for understanding, and then produce a certificate. And then even if you need more than just the tools and you would like more one-on-one support, we have a PEO model, which is a professional employer organization. And what that means is you would be able to tap into ADP's buying power. And there are some requirements to go through that evaluation. Minimum, you would have to have 10 employees and 50% participation on medical. But it's kind of like shopping at Costco, right? Like you buy in bulk and you get a better rate. So same concept. It has 750,000 worksite employees on our medical and workers' comp policy. So the goal would be to give your employees large group benefits, but drive down the premiums on your insurances, right? And then you get one-to-one alignments for payroll, HR, taxes, and you don't have to call into a customer service queue. So you really tap into our people, and instead of maybe hiring somebody for HR and paying them a $60,000 salary, but it's a co-employment model. So if you get sued, ADP's getting sued. So we're in it together because we have some skin in the game. So that is another option as well within ADP if it should be a fit for anybody on the call. And that is it on the payroll side. And from here, I am going to pass it over to Riley if there's no questions, and we will go through retirement.
Awesome, thank you. And we'll circle back to all questions at the end as well as you guys start to come up with any questions that you might have. But just as you've heard, ADP pays 1 in 6 Americans. When you think of ADP, you typically think of payroll. But when it does come to the retirement world, ADP is actually the leading 401k record keeper in the industry for small businesses. And then we're the fastest growing for the last 7 years, year over year. We have over 100 billion in assets under management and over 120,000 clients. And so why I think that's important to you guys is that ADP is not a small retirement provider. We are nationally known and we are working with businesses of all sizes, from if you were it's just you and you're the owner of your business, up to a business again with 50 to 100 employees. We have the solution for whatever size that you might be. So what I think is important, so why do retirement plans matter? This is the first question that I ask my clients is, why should I put a retirement plan in place? So I categorize it into the 3 R's. So number 1 is retirement readiness. Like Ashlyn mentioned earlier in the call, we all want to retire one day. We're all working our lives. We're all working throughout our lives because we want to retire one day. So retirement readiness for yourself. The second to be recruiting and retaining employees. As we all might know, the hiring market it's tough out there. There's a lot of turnover. It's hard to find top talent. And employees are expecting benefits. As you can see on the right-hand side, 4 out of 5 employees that have interviewed would rather have employee benefits than a pay raise. That's huge. The last piece is reducing taxes. So again, we all want to reduce taxes. We know we have to pay taxes. We know we have to pay Uncle Sam, but we shouldn't have to tip him. So how are we smart about this? And then the last piece is that for some states, 401k plans are now required. A retirement plan is now required in some states, depending on business size. And a lot of these states is actually 5 or more employees. If you want to go to the next. Yep. So state mandates. I know that you guys are all over the country. So I wanted to list where there are active programs in place and what is coming down the pipeline if you were not aware of it yet. I know I talk to business owners all the time in some of these states that had no idea that they had something like this affecting them. So currently today, there's active programs in place for state mandates in Washington, Oregon, California, Colorado, Illinois, Maryland, Connecticut, Massachusetts. And I think almost all of these at some point between 2023 and 2025 are mandating businesses with 5 or more employees. In implementation, what that means is that the legislation was passed and within 2023, 2024, 2025, the legislation will be active for your state. So if you're located in New Mexico, Virginia, Maine, Vermont, and New Jersey, this is something to keep a lookout for to see if this will be affecting you and what your structural plans are. And then recently passed legislation, what this means is that the law has been passed and they are working on what the timeline of implementation of a mandate will be. So in New York and in Delaware. And I have a state mandate guide that I will share with Senthil to send out to you guys. So if you're in one of the affected states, you can get more information. Of course, I'm here to help support and direct as well. So as we mentioned, 4 ways to save on taxes. We all like to save on taxes. So with a retirement plan, the strategic way to do this, there's 4 ways. So number 1 is deferred compensation. So the contributions that you make to your retirement plan reduces your taxable income. So if you're making, for example, $100,000, the limit for the IRS limit for anyone younger than 50 years old this year is $22,500 of how much they can defer. If you are 50 years or older, you get to do 30,000 or more. So that means that if you make $100,000, let's say you are over 50 and you deferred $30,000, you are now only paying taxes on $70,000 worth of income. The second piece is compensate your employees without paying employer taxes. So your contributions in the form of an employer match or in the form of a profit share those monies are not subject to taxes. The third piece is the cost of the plan and the company contributions that we just discussed are a business tax deduction for you. So the cost of the plan, the billable to run the plan, to record keep it and administer it, that billable piece and the monies that you contribute to your employees are a business tax deduction for you at the end of the year. The last piece is the IRS tax credits. This was a huge change that was just passed on January 1st for 2023 moving forward. It's called the Secure Act 2.0. So this is a 3-part tax credit that I will dive into deeper here next. So the first part of this tax credit is it's for the cost of the tax, or it's the cost of the plan and what it costs to run. So the reason why this is important is you want to pay for your plan outside of the assets when possible. The reason why that's important is I talk to business owners all the time that they think that they are only paying a very, very small amount, if nothing. I mean, sometimes people tell me they're paying nothing until we take a look under the hood at their fee disclosures, and they're actually paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars off of their personal assets. So instead of that money being saved for retirement, you're paying for your plan off of your assets rather than getting a tax credit for it or using it as a business deductible. So what this looks like is that you get whichever is greater. So $500 or $250 per eligible employee, not including your highly compensated employees and key employees. And this does not matter if they participate. So if you have 4 eligible employees, and when I say eligible, you set your eligibility requirements for your business. Maybe business A's eligibility requirements look different than business B's. And that's my job to help you walk through and determine what the best plan design is for you that makes the best sense for your business. So if you had 4 eligible employees in your business, then you would be eligible for 250 times 4, $1,000 tax credit for this category at the end of the year. And a tax credit is exactly as it sounds. It's a credit towards your taxes that is different than a write-off. That's something to note. And your accountant or tax professional can help you with that. The second piece is the automatic enrollment tax credit. So automatic enrollment is a required feature on retirement plans moving forward. And you do get $500 for having this feature, even though it is required. So that's an additional $500 tax credit for that piece. And then the third piece is an employer contribution tax credit. So this is in the form towards a company match or a profit share. You can be eligible to receive up to $1,000 per employee each year towards that contribution that you made to the employee. So to give you guys an idea of just kind of who ADP is in the record keeping space and the 401k space is there's ADP, who's considered a integrated and bundled record keeper. And then there's the other providers. So this is what it essentially looks like when you have a 401k with another provider. You have to have data being pushed and pulled from multiple different parts of your business to make the plan run. That is all manual work that you have to do. Notices, money movement, remembering to get certain pieces of data put into certain places at certain times. I call it a lot of sticky note tasks. When your employees want to make contribution changes, they have to come to you. You have to make those changes. They'd like to request a loan. You have to do all of that administration. If they would like to do a rollover, you have to do that administration. The list goes on and on and on. But when you're with a bundled provider like ADP, I'm going to click to the next one for me. We are, as I mentioned, a bundled provider. So you see that infinity loop there. The data is able to flow seamlessly between the two systems. Our 401k record keeping system was built to integrate with our payroll systems. And so there's no third-party plugins. There's no manual push and pull of data. It is a completely seamless process for both you and for your employees. And so we act as a record keeper and a third-party administrator. So those of you out there who might have a 401k that's not with ADP, you might be working with one record keeper, one third-party administrator. We handle all of those tasks. So As you can see here, it eliminates the need for that payroll census at the end of the year. It eliminates the need for gathering and reconciling data to do the compliance testing at the end of the year. When your employees want to take a look at their accounts or change contributions, again, it is all within their same ADP app where they get their paycheck. And if they make any changes within their account, it feeds right back into payroll for you. So it's that, again, seamless loop of data integration for you. And now we want to open it up to questions to all of you guys in terms of anything we've discussed today, or if anything else you're wondering in regards to ADP. Feel free to type in the chat or take yourselves off mute.
Any questions?
And of course, we know all businesses are different. Everyone has different scenarios. You might be in different states. You might be having different hiring plans than somebody else on this call. We know that all small businesses are very different and unique. So we're here to help support you guys individually from a consultation standpoint, to help you make what you think would be the best solution for your business. And here's our contact information. If you think of any one-offs after the call, I know this call was being recorded and sent out, so you'll have our information. But we are here to help support you guys. So, Senthil, is there?
Yeah, this call is being recorded, and close to 200 people is going to watch this call, and yeah, they may reach out to you for further question. And let's stay for a minute or so. Let's check whether someone has some questions. We can.
Okay.
You do any questions? Send that. So, do you want to talk about this partnership right now?
I thought of one thing that I'll add. If any of you guys are working with a financial advisor, an advisor is separate than a record-keeping platform. So working with your personal advisor, whoever that might be, that does not affect the ability to integrate with the 401k platform. You'd be able to keep your advisor exactly how it is. We become that technology piece underneath.
Okay, got it. So everyone has a question in the mind, how we are going to benefit out of this the partnership program. So what is the next step in the process? How we need to reach out to you? And let's say like a lot of people are like doing business for 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, right, in this group. And how they can reach out to you. And so if you can explain me in that process, that helps, for everyone.
Yes, absolutely. So you can reach out to any of us on the screen if you'd like to utilize us, and we'll get you to the right contact on how we can help you. But since Senthil and his team were so kind to put this together, and we are one of your preferred partners now going forward, and we wanted to give back to you as a group, and we are going to give specific lifetime discount and promotional offers. So if you're interested in learning more about ADP services and getting a quote to see if it would benefit your business and employees, please reach out to any of us on the screen, and we will be happy to deliver a quote back that makes the most sense for your business with the special pricing that you will receive.
So do you have any, I'm Senthil again, do you have any special pricing for our team's group? Like, I mean, we can roll out to everyone. I mean, okay, if you come through Teams, like we'll offer a specific discount. Something, do you have any specific plans available to float?
Yeah, so with us having multiple packages, we can't give you like a dollar amount. We will just always give you a lifetime discount and months free as much as possible. So for us to give a quote, it's off of payroll frequency, employee size, and then if they need any HR tools or not, that'll determine on what package. So if you guys are interested, we would happy to have a quick discovery call to make sure we quote you for a package you would utilize. And then we would be able to put on there what finance will approve for the lifetime discount that we will request and the months free available as well.
So our teams, right, behalf of our teams, right, everyone may ask, right, I mean, if they reach out directly also they get the same benefit, then why should teams, right? Then obviously, like, we need to differentiate between someone reaching out from teams and directly they're reaching out. So
Yes.
that specific situation, like if you design a plan, okay, right, for example, if you're giving 25% discount or a few months free for regular customers, like, can you design something specific to teams we can communicate to 200 plus entrepreneurs so they can avail this benefits?
Yes, we could design a flyer for you guys. We do not give out lifetime discounts to every single client, nor do we advertise it. So that is different than what we do in the open market. All we do in the open market is provide months free, depending on the month that a client would sign up. So we definitely do not offer discounts to any client. So you would be in a boutique group. But I can see if we could narrow down a flyer for you guys so you know what you consider. We just can't give you a hard dollar amount because every client has different frequency, employee size, and package. So yes, we could give that to you, and if it's approved, for a flyer to be distributed to your group.
Okay, excellent. And one more thing, right? Are you from ADP has different divisions, right? ADP Total Source, ADP Workforce, ADP Run, and what department are you from? Like, I mean.
Yes, so we work in the small business department, but we have dedicated partners that are aligned with us. If you grow over 50 employees, or ADP Total Source that you mentioned is PEO. So we are the quarterback of your conversations to make sure you get a seamless onboarding and then also the best pricing, just because our pricing does vary different if you call the 1-800 line or you work with a local point of contact. So we make sure that we can guarantee your onboarding experience with you and the pricing that you receive as well. So we can quarterback the conversation and be a part of it, no matter what product and what growth you're at today and your interest in ADP.
So you are from PEO, right? I mean, obviously you provide HR services and the insurance services together. That's what your department is, that?
No, so PEO we do have, but we also have a la carte. So maybe some people on the call today don't have over 10 employees, but they like a group medical plan because you only need 2 people to enroll. So we can work with our clients on an a la carte basis where we're just acting as the broker on any benefits. PEO is all co-employment where you're on ADP's large group policy. So for example, if a client comes to us and they start at 5 employees, but then they grow to 30, and then they're on our small business platform at that time, and they entertain PEO, they can always transition onto the PEO at any point in time if they should qualify for that and decide it's the right fit for them.
Okay.
So we're part of the small business division. We specialize in employee sizes 1 to 49. And then we have our own dedicated PEO and insurance partners to support our clients. And then Riley is an example of that, our retirement aligned partner.
Okay.
And they all work for ADP. So that's one of our differentiators is they're all our own products. So we don't outsource our products. Like you call ADP for your benefits, it's our licensed agents. You call ADP for your GLI integration on QuickBooks, that's our team as well. You call ADP for timekeeping, that's our team answering the phone and our product. So, we have a full integration on all of those services, and those are our people.
So there is a fixed fees involved, right, for PEO, right? A big fees, like, I mean, maybe thousands of dollars involved, right?